What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Earlier this week, Wale dropped off a little EP titled Today I Got Time. And it featured some freestyles. It featured a lost verse from Sucker for Pain, which was off the Suicide Squad soundtrack. It had Logic, Lil Wayne, Ty Dolla $ign, Wiz Khalifa, X Ambassadors, and a couple others that I'm blanking on. But for me, the one standout from that was heel slash face. Wale, next to someone like Smoke DZA, is probably the best when it comes to wrestling references. And being an avid fan myself, I enjoy when he does these songs that are kind of centered around that. So I wanted to talk about this record. Now, in the hook, he says, you could be an earthquake or you can be a snake. And if you didn't watch wrestling back in the day, that line might just go over your head. So let me break it down. Earthquake was a wrestler in the WWF, and he was having a feud with Jake the Snake Roberts. I don't think I have to explain who he is. He's a legend. And in 1991, they had a match on Superstars, which was one of the programs they had on at the time. After the match, Earthquake tied up Jake into the ropes to where he couldn't move, he couldn't escape. And if you know about Jake the Snake, he has his pet snake, Damien. And usually he came out with the black bag. And with this, Damien was already in the ring in the black bag. Earthquake saw the opportunity to, well, put him in the middle of the ring and crush him. I like it because it's a deeper metaphor than, what most people would expect. It's crush or be crushed, and that's kind of the mentality of the rap industry. Another slick reference was Real Shooter Prince Balor, Real Shooter Prince Devitt. There's two sides to that line. The first and most obvious is the heel face. Now, Prince Devitt was Finn Balor's name in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he was a heel. And then when he got to NXT, he became a face. So you have that. And I think Balor is someone that kind of describes Wale perfectly, so I can see why he did that. And now you have the real shooter. The real shooter part comes from a term that wrestling fans often use. It's called a shoot. A shoot is when you say something real and non-scripted. For instance, CM Punk's pipe bomb from 2011, most of that was a shoot. It wasn't something that he was handed the script and said, hey, you go and say this. No, he went out there and said whatever he wanted to say about Vince, about Triple H, about John Cena, about The Rock, about everybody. So, and Wale is someone who tends to shoot himself. Not shoot himself, but like on Twitter, you look at him and you see him going back and forth with fans. He always says what's real, what's on his mind. He doesn't sit here and try to avoid it. And I think that in itself is the whole concept of heel slash face. You look at Wale's career, and while he's a rapper, you can see the mirror effects of how wrestling plays into rap. For Wale, he's someone who kind of came into this industry as a face. He came in as this, chill, cool guy that made some good music. And once Twitter came around and everybody started hating on him for some reason, then he kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna use this to my advantage. So he'll be on Twitter arguing with people who are hating on him and stuff, and that's kind of like a move to kind of generate hate. I've seen him say some disrespectful things, but in return, the people also say disrespectful things to him. So it's kind of like an eye for an eye. But overall, heel slash face is Wale's career. It's the perfect example to describe his entire career. He's more of a heel now than he was when he first came into this industry. But he still makes great music. I think people might hate his personality, but you have to cheer for him when he drops music, because Summer on Sunset, and even going back to the album About Nothing, was really good. So he's dropping his next album, Shine, later this year. I'm looking forward to that. I'll include a link to the EP in the description section so you can check it out. If I didn't mention this earlier, the Sucker for Pain verse was removed by DC. I guess they gave Wale a call and told him to take it off. I don't understand the whole situation, but That one is gone, but the other 3 songs remain, so you can check those out. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.